Think back to all of your relationships. They all started and developed relatively the same, right? Well, they should have. A relationship timeline, no matter who you date, should be relatively similar. That is, if it is a healthy relationship. Each relationship goes through different stages at different times, and while some couples can stay in certain phases longer than others, they still go through the same timeline. You may think it sounds silly that a relationship timeline exists, but stick with me. What a healthy relationship timeline is supposed to look like. If you look back on all your relationships, you may realize that not all of them will have followed this timeline, and to be honest, those relationships probably were not the healthiest or the happiest. In order to have a healthy and happy relationship, this is what it should look like. These steps and stages are crucial for getting to know your partner as a whole and introducing them to your world and who you are at the same time. Number 1. The initial interest. This is when you first notice that the other person is someone you want to get to know more. You basically get a crush on them initially. It is also when you start asking friends about them and you start creeping on their social media accounts. Number 2. The first date. At this point, you have already spoken to them and decided you want to try it out. You know them well enough to want to date with them, and so the first date has arrived. This is when you really get to see how you connect intimately. Number 3. The first kiss. This can happen right after the first date, or it can also happen after the second or even third date. No matter what, you should always at least go on one date before you kiss them. That kiss is a powerful moment. With this kiss, you see how compatible you two are, and your feelings either grow stronger or dissipate. Number 4. The first time. After you have been on some dates with them, and you are happy with the way things are going, it is time to turn up the heat in the bedroom. Now, depending on how old you are and how comfortable you are with someone, this step in the relationship timeline may happen much later and at a slower pace. Number 5. Sleeping over. The first time you have sex is usually followed by a sleepover, but not always. The truth is, sometimes you will need to go home. Sometimes they will need to be up early. Whatever the case may be, a sleepover usually happens after the sex. This really helps you bond with them closer. Number 6. Meeting the friends. Now that you two are officially together, it is time to meet the friends. Depending on how you know this person, you may already know their friends. However, if your relationship is with someone new, this is the next step. You can really learn a lot about a person from their friends. Number 7. The honeymoon phase ends. Up until now, you have been in the honeymoon phase and may be in it for a little while longer. But after a few months, this stage dwindles. The intense lust and passion slows down, and you are left in a comfortable norm. Number 8. Getting comfortable. Just when the honeymoon phase ends, you get really comfortable. This is when you get into a sort of routine with them. You know them really well, you are happy with them, and you feel great being yourself around them. Number 9. Meet the parents. You should be dating for a while before you get to meet the parents. Of course, this changes with age. But generally, when you are in a more serious relationship, meeting the parents is what happens next. Number 10. Things get serious. Months have gone by at this point, and you are ready to start discussing life with this person. You love them by now and have expressed just that. And that means you will be talking about what you think of marriage and kids. Number 11. Discuss moving in. After about a year or so of dating, it is usually time to discuss living together. This can change depending on if you are in a long-distance relationship or not. However, it is definitely something that shouldn't happen for about a year. Then you can talk about if you want to and whether or not you think it is a good idea. Number 12. Follow through with moving in. Since you are in a serious relationship and have discussed moving in, it is time to pull the trigger and actually do it. You will be moving in together. Number 13. Engagement. It only makes sense after a year or so of living together that an engagement will happen. If things are going well and you both love and enjoy each other, it is definitely time. So long as you are both on the same page with marriage and kids, it is inevitable. Number 14. Marriage. If you have made it this far, marriage is obviously the next step after an engagement. Nothing more really happens after you are engaged. You still live together, and you still want to marry them. And so you get married. Number 15. Kids and life beyond. This is when you live happily ever after. Of course, it is not always that simple. This is by far the longest stage, and your relationship will go through ups and downs even after you have kids and such. The point is, kids are really the last major thing you go through as an evolving couple. The rest of the stages in your relationship depend completely upon the couple. You may end up needing couples counseling, or you may end up being completely happy forever. No matter what, you have made it this far, and your relationship timeline is complete. You should be happy. Conclusion. It is hard to say exactly what a relationship timeline looks like. Certain things may shift around depending on the couple, but overall, these are the steps to a healthy relationship. For more dating, relationship, love, romance and everything else you want to know about marriage, and to stay up to date with my latest videos and amazing dating tips, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button, and do not forget to press the